Hello everyone and welcome back to the Stamp Box. I'm sorry I've been gone for so long. I had a couple of other projects that I was working on over the past year, work and family, so just delighted to be back. I'm going to relaunch the whole site again today, and I've made a few changes. I'll probably do slightly shorter videos than I had been doing, and a wider variety of subjects. I typically limited myself to British Commonwealth, which is what I collect. But just look to expand those horizons, and hopefully you'll like it and subscribe and tag along. There's an interesting episode I want to go through today. Ironically, this is one of the ones that I wanted to do when I first set up these videos a couple of years ago and just never got around to it. I found some good examples of what I was going to talk about now. So we'll go from here. It's not so much the stamps themselves that are intriguing, it's what happened after they were issued and the speculation that happened with their values. I'm talking about the Australian 1971 Christmas issue. There were 7 stamps at the 7-cent postage rate of the day, and they had a variety of colours but all the same design. That certainly made it an unusual block because you could have 7 different stamps, unlike the usual blocks that are 9 or even larger. But the idea behind the colour variation was that the green of that particular block made a cross, as in the Christian cross for Christmas. But soon after their issue, rumours started to spread that these were going to be very popular and very valuable stamps. It seems they weren't very popular with collectors because even though it was only 7 times 7 stamps, or if you wanted the full block, a couple of dollars, it was a lot 50 years ago. So the average collector, like myself, didn't go off to the post office and buy full blocks of them. People were buying sheets and sheets of them, putting them away in the hope that they'd rise in price. The irony is that that demand created further demand, and it became a vicious circle and a self-fulfilling prophecy. I've spoken to a few of the long-term dealers at our club, and they recall prices of $300 and $500 even for a pane. There's even one of those friend of a friend stories that one pane actually got up to $1,000, but I wasn't able to verify that independently. But certainly the price did rise, and of course, like all of these things, the bubble's going to burst at some stage. People realised a lot of them had been put away, they're coming onto the market, and the price went back down again. I've managed to get a couple of examples here. I've got a lovely mint block that shows the cross, of course. That was, I only paid about $25 or $30 for that, so that the price certainly has gone back down. But also, I picked up a couple of first day covers, and I don't think I paid any more than about $3 or $4 for any of them. So whatever the price was back then, it's certainly come down to normal prices, market value, for what we're looking at. They are a lovely stamp, and I'm glad to have them in my collection, but it's an interesting story about what happens when people suddenly think there's money in stamps when they're not really experienced in finding out what the actual value is. It's not the first time people have speculated on the value of stamps rising, and I'm sure it won't be the last, but just it's an interesting little side note to the issue of these early 70s stamps in Australia, and happy to share it with you today. So, delighted to be back again. I hope you liked that episode, and if you do, please like, subscribe, and comment, please. Always glad to hear from people and see what you think. Certainly, I'd be happy to take any suggestions for future episodes, future subjects, and we'll go from there. All the best for now, and happy collecting.